Hey, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Today, we are going to tap into some healing with learning about extremes. Um, and really, to me, it's about finding that middle ground of balance and temperance of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so when I wrote down post-it note moment, I have post-it notes all over, guys. I live off the post-it notes. Okay, so I wanted to talk about these extremes. So we have extremes when it comes to relationships, to healing, to working out, to dieting, to friendships, to boundaries, to everything. Loyalty. That's the one I thought about this morning. I don't know why I thought about loyalty. We have extremes. And for some reason, I don't know. I wanted to get up. These are the little doors. I used to use them a lot when I did my pick a card readings, and I do miss my pick a card readings. But I'm not gonna go there yet. I don't know why. I'm called not to go there. So this first door right here that we got, if you pick this door, if you want this door, your extreme. Your extremes is about being patient. It says patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be right, and then things will be right. And so I think when we talk about, I'm going to talk about a couple about being patient is patience if we want to look into it. I don't know why, but let me look at this card. I feel like this one to me is getting connected with the earth. So I'm seeing being patient with yourself. I'm feeling like this group is patience for healing, patience for things. Yeah, things might move slowly. And so feeling the need to like wanting to rush through things. The healing process it's not like you're healed and you're good. It's it kind of is like I've seen it in movies. I've seen things about it in movies, and I read about it the other day because I had gotten, I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of AA. And the reason why it reminds me of AA is because, and I've never been to AA, and I haven't experienced it before with a loved one or anyone who's gone through it. It's not like I haven't had loved ones who haven't had, problems, but I don't know about it, right? So my experience with it, the reason why it came up to me again is because I was doing a meditation and visual meditation, and in the visual meditation, I was guided to open a book. And when I opened the book, I opened it to a triangle, and then the triangle had my name and some words and another person's name, and I closed the book and I said, nope. I told my guides, nope, that is done. It's over. Nope. And as I stepped and I was going to put the book away in my meditation, there was a circle formed around me. And so I have this triangle, and then the circle was formed around me. And so the first person I thought of was Metatron, Archangel Metatron, because I do work with him. And I thought, okay, sacred geometry, maybe he's trying to tell me something. Maybe there's more to this and I need to see it. So I don't know why. I feel like I have a hair on my lip. I don't know. Okay. So then I go and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to look up sacred geometry with what a triangle inside a circle means. And AA came up, and I was just like, really? I said, okay, maybe that person, that name was there, that you said, no, I'm done with that. Maybe they need AA, or they are in AA, and I don't know about it. And so, and being patient and knowing about that. So it's kind of like, not, and I know with AA, where my story with this patience is, and healing is where I'm trying to add these up, is when you do AA, you are always doing AA. And even if you get through I think it's 12 steps, I don't know, I think it's 12. When you get through all the steps, you still have to practice those to stay above it all. Same with healing. You still have to practice and go back to things, because sometimes you slip up and you fall, and sometimes you make mistakes, and you're like, oh, and it's okay to make those mistakes. And so that's what I feel. It's like, give yourself patience as you're learning and growing through that. And I'm going to get some, I am going to get some tarot, and you're like wondering why is she talking and shuffling cards and she hasn't gone down to the table yet. It's because I felt like with this healing, it's nice for me to, yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. We have, for the healing, we have the hangman. What is the hangman? The hangman is getting new perspective, sitting in things. Really, and interesting enough, we have a triangle at the top going down. Yeah, which not all of these, yeah, they do. Well, I should say they all have triangles because they're of the elements. In some of, yeah, they're of the elements. So, well, except the devil, he has his little Capricorn there. But yeah, it's getting new perspective on your healing, or seeing things a different way, being able to, and that, interesting enough, this is a major arcana, so this is a major lesson. And so learning that healing takes place all through your life, and you'll go through different things over again, and you're just getting different perspectives on you, how you can heal or how you can step things in, and having patience with that. And gosh, on top of that, we have two more cards. We have the Magician. Okay. Which again, look at that. We have a triangle and then my circle there. This is that it really lines up with that. And then we have Three of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Ants. Working hard, working with others, working together with others. And so I feel with this, oh my gosh, I'm getting all these hits because as I look at the bottom, I had another three, and it's the Three of Wands. And look, it's a triangle inside a circle. They're really tapping this home. I'm taking that card for this one. So this to me is for healing. If you really like that door and you said, okay, that I will go with that door, because I will pull some more doors. And if that door doesn't feel good to you, just say, okay, that's not my message. I'm going to listen on. Okay. But oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. I think this is some like ADD, ADHD kind of thing going on within me. But back to my focus. The reason why I'm not doing the table, because I did mention that, is because when I'm doing these healing things, I want to look at the camera and give my energy, because I'm here to help heal and spread light and love and peace and prosperity and joy and abundance and growth. I want to spread all of those things, and I can do those by looking straight at you and telling you this and letting my heart space come out through my eyes as I speak to you, right? So when I have the camera down on the cards and I'm doing these healing and I'm talking about these healing things, I can't do that. I can use my voice and my tone, and you can get it through that. And yes, that does work too, because I know I can get that voice going, and I know my voice can be comforting. And at the same time, I know my eyes can be comforting as well. So we're going to be doing this style when I'm doing these little heal with Toni type things, right? And so, so this first door, of course, so if you're going through, if your major focus, I should say, because we're all healing, we're all growing, we will always, like I said, with that AA, it kind of lines up with that. As you will go through the steps, but you will always have to come back to certain things in those steps, right? With your healing, you always have to come back to it. And especially when it comes to extremes. So say you are extreme at wanting to, you're doing all the things, like, so you're at the stream of doing all the things, or you're at the stream where you do nothing. So we have, you can have one or another when it comes to extremes, when it comes to healing. You have some people who are not doing any healing. They can care less. They're just, they stay in their toxic energy and they just keep going, and they don't care if they're hurting people. They don't care if they're hurting themselves. They're just live and let live kind of thing. And they're just like, I'm living. I don't give a care in the world. I don't care. You know, that type of thing. I don't care about my body. I don't care about my mind. I don't care about my soul. I don't care. It's that extreme, being where you're like not wanting to reflect, not wanting to say you're sorry, not any of that. They don't want to heal. And you know what? That's okay. Because some people come into this world to live that life, to live their karmic cycle, to live that way. Okay. And I accept them at that, because that's where they're at. And I accept them at that place, and we all have to accept them at that place. But we, at the same time, we don't have to engage with them, and we can still have our boundaries up, right? So you have one extreme with that. Then you have the other extreme, and I've gone into the extreme where you're doing everything to heal. You're like, okay, I gotta meditate. I'm going to do some reflection on my shadow work. I am going to, write down a list of all of the things I've done bad and ask for forgiveness. You're doing all of this thing, and you're overdoing it, doing it so much that you're not focusing on one thing at a time that needs to be looked at. Okay, getting a better perspective, okay, let me see what do I really need to work on. I know mine right now was I really needed to accept and let my emotions flow when they wanted to flow, not just hold them back and be like, oh, I'm just going to hold all this in, and then releasing them all and just like, oh, and I don't blow up anymore, but I used to blow up when I held on to them. And so not holding on to them and just letting go. That was mine with the healing, with my emotions, and knowing that it's okay to cry every once in a while and to let things out, and things not going, as they plan. Getting a different perspective on your healing, okay? Getting a different perspective. So, and manifesting, and all that magician, and working with the universe. I feel like that, and working with yourself, because this is, that infinity symbol right there. This, like I said, healing is always going to happen. So working with yourself in always knowing that you're always ever healing. So it means that you're always ever changing, right? And always adapting to how you're healing. And then with this Three of Pentacles, learning how to work with others during this healing process, giving some of that extra weight, because it's things in this world, the Three of Pentacles, and it's working with other. And if say you're like, well, Toni, I don't have anyone to work with, and I don't trust anyone to work with. Okay, then start with your guides, start with your ancestors, start with God, start with whoever you work with. Start there and giving some of that to them. Say, I can't take this. I need to lend this to you. I can't handle that. I need to give that. That's part of surrendering. And that's my word for the year, surrender. Giving that over and letting go of some things. And it's just like, right now I have to let that go. I'm putting that out in the universe, letting the universe have that. I can't handle that right now, and putting that out there. And then coming to this Three of Wands, forward movement on your healing, so that part of your healing is you have movement on it, and it's good movement, it's happy movement, it's going to get you to the place where you want to go, right? Yeah. And interesting enough, this Hangman is 12, and 12 adds up to a 3. So I have a 333 here going on. So if that's a number that you guys have been seeing, 333, there you go. Oh, that's why I got 3 tarots. Okay. So I was wondering, I was just like, why am I pulled 3 tarot cards out, and I was just like, okay, because I'm getting 3 doors. I know this is kind of like a pick card, but it's not, you guys. This is, it's because this message is for everyone, and every one of those doors could be a message for everyone. I know everyone works on healing, so this message is for everyone, okay? And everyone can look at new perspectives on their healing. And if they're doing extreme, like doing too much, or not doing anything at all. It's all about coming in between and finding that balance. Okay. I'm going to get 2 cards for Tony. You're totally doing it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that at the end. I'm going to do that in. I'm going to get I'm going to get 2 oracles at the end of our message for everyone, for the collective in general. So that was the collective on healing. Now we're going into this next deck right here. We're going to use this deck for our next extreme for healing. What is our next extreme? Is it relationships? Is it loyalty? Is it friendships? Is it dieting? Is it working out? Let's see. I have 2. Okay. So look at these. Oh my God. You know what? If you look, there's light in both of those. It says a cure for long love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. And then it says sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sunlight burns. Okay, I know what this is. This is relationships. You know why I'm saying this relationship? Because this was a relationship that needs to end. Like it's as to release and unfurl old cords and pain. So this can, to me, it could be, this means relationships, like this can be intimate relationships, romantic relationships, friendships. This is definitely extremes in relationship. So staying on the extreme of staying in relationships that are not working out and needing to release them, being on that end of the spectrum, and then being on the end of keeping the door closed on things and needing to open the door and letting light in. So having that extreme in relationships where this door is wide open, like your door is wide open and you take in all the relationships. You don't even care. You're not even setting boundaries. You're not doing anything. You're just letting this. That's an extreme where anyone can come and get into your energy, talk to people, anyone, being in relationships that you shouldn't be in, being around people you shouldn't be around. And that's wide open. Whereas this one person's like, ooh, barely having the door open. Like, I don't trust that person. This door is open to maybe, this door is open maybe to someone you really trust, like say your mom or your dad or your kids, or maybe a friend you've had for years, and that's the only it's really shut. Or even to yourself, like that's an extreme. That it's like having the extreme of in relationships where you're like, I just let it all hang out, tell everybody everything, and I don't care. I don't have any boundaries. Or you have this like, ooh, I don't trust no one. I ain't telling no one this, and no one knows anything. That's the extreme. So those two have to come together. That is hilarious. That made me laugh. I have been on both sides of these. I have been where I just kept the door open and let everyone have my energy, had no boundaries, all of that. Not good. It's very draining, and it's very hard on your system. And I've been here where I'm like, oh, I don't trust nobody. And I'm actually just coming out of this where I was just like, I don't trust anyone right now. I trust my intuition enough to know who I can and cannot trust, and so my door is open, but it also has boundaries. So I actually have the doors open. You can come on in, but I have some boundaries set, and you cross those boundaries, the door will be closed to you. That's how I've done it to bring myself into balance, where I'm not like cutting people out and just like, I don't trust anyone. I'm done with that. Or where I'm just saying, oh yeah, I'm so high up and so lonely. I'm just gonna be friends with anyone, any old toxic person. And I've been at both of those, and you have to find a balance. Okay. All right. And at the bottom, I had judgment, and oh my God, I just cut to the hangman. The hangman is hanging out today. So yes, these extremes is all about getting perspective, I feel. Okay. So let's see, how do we help? Let's get a couple cards for helping people who are on the end where they do not have any boundaries, where they're just interacting with everyone and kind of just letting anyone in their space. Yeah. Let me get one more. Or two. Up to you. Okay. Give me one. Okay. Well, this is perfect, you guys. Okay. So you got Struggle Avenue, Five of Pentacles. So you're struggling and you feel like you're constantly out in the cold, because you feel like you're constantly out in the cold because with your door wide open, people put you in situations where you're like, either you're left behind, you're feeling left out in the cold. You're like, you always give, and you give yourself so much that people they don't worry about giving to you and making you feel like you're out in the cold, because they know you'll be there because your door's wide open. You have no boundaries, so they can just come in when they want to and leave when they want to. So that's why you're feeling like you're struggling, because you know what? You don't have any boundaries up. You don't have anything. And you got this card, Supporter of Truth and Protection, Queen of Swords. It is time. She is the queen of... I'm going to tell you about something about her. There's two queens that I don't have a natural energy with, and that I have to tap into their energy every morning, because they're not in my astrology strong. And that's the Queen of Swords, which would be I'm actually going to the elements. The elements of air. I don't have a lot of air in my chart. I only have it in two places, and that's Libra and Gemini. And which I do have a strong Libra because it's my rising sign. And then Queen of Cups, which is water. And I only have it in Cancer and Scorpio, those two. And the rest is fire and earth. And those two are like big. So fire and earth, I don't have those elements. They're naturally in me. And so I can work with those easily. But I have to call in my air, and I have to call in my my water. I have to call those two, with those two, and I have to call those in naturally. I mean, I have to call those in, physically, because the other two I have naturally. So when I bring up this Queen of Swords, I had to call her in, because remember I told you I was in there. Well, when I was over there, I did not have these boundaries. I had to set those boundaries. I had to learn how to, and I had to learn how to see the truth, and I had to learn how to protect myself against this feeling like I was out in the cold all the time. Like, people could just come when they wanted to, and show up when they wanted to. And, it was all about them, and not having any boundaries up at all. And so she's showing up to say, it's time to set some boundaries. It's time to end this healing, this extreme. You have to, get that sword and make a line in the sand. So you're not feeling like this all the time. Like you're left behind, that you're out in the cold. Okay. And, so maybe you don't, like me, you don't have a lot of air in your chart, and you need to call that in to be a little more discerning and cutting. Okay. And I'm not meaning cutting in a harsh way. I mean cutting in a healthy way for you, because you're setting boundaries for yourself and letting people know that how much you're going to take, and letting people know that it's not okay to leave you like this. And when they do leave you like this, letting them know you don't appreciate it, and setting the stage for, if you're going to be that way, then I don't want you in my circle, or I don't want to, you can't have my energy. Okay. So you get to be that person of how much energy you give someone else. And another thing you can do, cut cords. Cut cords. If someone is making you feel like this, and you feel like you're always in this energy, or you're always in a way after you're around them, and you don't need to be, then cutting cords. Start cutting cords. Start calling back your energy too. Calling back your truth. Calling this back to you. Okay? step up into that. Okay, on the other extreme, we have the people who are closed off. They like this. They take this card and then some reverse, where they're like, I will I will stab a person if they try to come into my life and do anything. They're like that. So let's get some cards for those. Let's get some cards. And when I got those cards, we have the High Priestess and the Moon. So with the High Priestess and the Moon, if you think about those two energy, that's Pisces and Cancer. So that is like bringing in that. Remember, I just talked to you about that Queen of Cups where I said I had to call in that energy. That was what I had to do right here, where I can use my, intuition and the untruths, but also having that my emotional well-being attached, where I had this emotional maturity where I could understand people and myself, and using those two, if the Queen of Cups comes out, that'll be beautiful, but using those two elements of water and air for that air to cut out things that putting up those boundaries, but that water to make sure I was opening myself up to express myself, and let people express themselves to me, and giving people, a little room until they choke themselves. And when they choke themselves, then they get a boundary. Okay, I'm not going to take those because I got like 4 cards. I don't want that many. Give me 2 or 3, please, for this. The extreme person closed off. Okay. That one came back up. Okay, that one did. So that they want me to have that one. Okay. And one or 2 more, please. Thank you. Too many. Okay, I won't take this one. That they kept showing me this one too. Okay, that's interesting. This is interesting because this is a lot of fire energy. But at the bottom, in which I'm actually going to take it because that's what we needed. It was totally what we needed. Okay, so we have this 6 of Wands, the moment of glory gardens. So say you came out, say you were wide open and you just shut yourself down because you was tired of all the bull crap. And you were just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of that. And this sucks. I'm tired of being a doormat for people, that 5 of Pentacles energy. And you close yourself off, right? And you shut down. And maybe that made you feel good. That 6 of Wands, it made you feel, oh, I'm good. I got this under control. And it made you happy for a while. But you might be happy in this space by yourself of not sharing your energy. Believe me, when your energy is good and you have this high vibrational energy and you know that it's that you don't need anyone else to feed off. You're not an energy vampire. Your energy is beautiful. You have this beautiful light to you, and people flock to you. And so when you are this and you shut yourself out because you are this, because you have this powerful, this is a really abundant, just glorifying energy, and you have this sun where you're just this happiness, you're this joy. You have this energy. When you have this energy, when you're naturally carry the high vibration of the Queen, say the Queen of Wands, and she carries, or even the Queen of Pentacles, and those, like I told you, those earth and that fire, I carry those naturally, and that's where this fire came out. And so when you carry those naturally, and you shut yourself off from people because you know that there's energy vampires out there, and you don't want to be caught in a crossfire of people just draining you. So you shut yourself down. And I understand that. I get it. I do. I get it. I do. I 100% get it. And you're like, I don't want to share my energy. But right now I am sharing my energy. But at the same time, I have protection up. I cut cords. Yeah. So if someone, watches my video, listens to me or whatever, and they attach anything to me, or they pull on me, or they send me anything, or they think things, or they do any of that things, that, well, one, you set up boundaries with this, this moment of glory gardens. You have those boundaries. You set up those boundaries. You set up, I don't know if you guys do like, when you wake up in the morning and you put, like, if you put your arms out like this and, creating a bubble. Oh, I don't know my thing done that. There we go. Creating like a bubble around yourself, a bubble of protection. That's your protection bubble. And it's just creating your own injury bubble protection by putting your arms out and spinning around, and that creates a natural boundary, and closing your eyes and enticing yourself in that light and putting a boundary around you. That's one way to doing it. There's a couple other ways you can do it. Just look up ways to put boundaries around you. So doing that, and cutting cords daily. I'm talking daily. Cleansing daily. It's cleansing daily, cutting cords daily, releasing daily, getting out in nature, staying grounded. Yes. And that's how you are able to open yourself up into letting people in, so that you can function out in this world, especially if you're a light worker, if you're a person who's supposed to be out there serving others and helping others, and you're like, I just feel so drained when I'm out there. You need to start doing that, where you're putting up that protection before you go out, before you interact, at the end of the day, in the middle of the day, going outside, taking a break, getting some breath, and also maybe just taking a 5-minute break and going to do a 5-minute meditation of cleansing yourself, of picturing a white light coming down, so doing that. Because we have the bottom card I wanted to talk about, overflowing emotions place, Ace of Cups. You have, and so sometimes, yeah, you will get these overflowing emotions coming in, and sometimes they're not yours. And that's what the boundaries are for. But you can't cut yourself off, from the world, especially if you have gifts and you need to connect with others and be out there. And especially if you're vibing high and you have these high vibrations, you need to share that. You are a gift. Share that gift. Do not let your gift go unseen. Do not let your gift be brought down. Do not let your gift be hidden because you're afraid of the energy vampires. Learn how to put up those walls and protect yourself so you can give, and start giving just a little bit at a time. Just doing a little bit here and there, just a little bit. And then slowly building up to giving more and more and more and more, until you come into a place where you're comfortable. And then sometimes taking that break where you're saying like, I'm done, I need a break, and taking some days off, taking a week off. I don't know. Take some time off when you need to, giving yourself a break. Okay. All right. That is my message for those relationships where, and it seemed like it was just relationships in general. In all relationships, you can be too open with, a partner. You can be too open with friends. You can be too open with coworkers, or parents, or you can be too closed off from those things as well. Okay. So bringing them back into balance, right? This is all about bringing back these things back into balance and finding a new perspective, because that hangman's hanging around today. All right. Our last door, and seeing what extreme we're looking at. What extreme we're looking at next? Is it, I don't know. Loyalty. I don't know why I said loyalty, but, secret sketches. Wonder and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. Ooh, work. This is work. This is two things, you guys. Oh my gosh, you won't look at the bottom, that little circle thing. There's a circle right there, and then there's a triangle in the middle of it. I don't know what kind of rabbit hole I'm going down, but I need to look more into this rabbit hole of mine. Okay, so I have two things. It's work. I feel like it's work and communication. I don't know the reason why I'm saying communication, because I thought of my intuition said throat chakra and blue. How you communicate at work, the extreme. Either you're doing two things at work. You're communicating in two different ways. There's extremes. So because we're talking about extremes. So when we're on extreme, we always go to either one end or the other. So either you're at work you're too friendly. You talk too much. You're giving, you're giving too much information. It's being one way where you're just what's it called? Something of the mouth, like the where I don't know what they call it. Something, is it throw up, or like where you just can't, you just stop, you can't stop, you just keep going on and on. So how you're communicating work, like giving too much, like you give too much, like you speak too much and you're giving too much information. That's like too much information. um and at your work, how you're communicating. um and actually another way I saw too is that how you communicate at work harshly. I did get that. Like being a harsh communicator, like maybe you're a boss or something, and how you speak to your coworkers, how you talk to them. Like you're extreme, like you're rude and mean. Okay, I got those are the two on that extreme where either you're giving too much or you're rude and you're extreme. And then on this other one is where you don't interact with anyone. You're like quiet and you keep to yourself and you don't say nothing. And no and you're not making any kind of and people think you're better than them, or you're way too shy, or because you don't communicate. So you're that extreme, or they're at that this other extreme has two. It has like people who like just go on. They're like chatty Cathys, or they're rude and mean. So they're like either chatty Cathys and Debbie Downers on this extreme, and they're going on and on and on. So you got this Debbie Downer, or you got this chatty Cathy, and then over here you got this the other extreme. You have this quiet Nelly. I don't know why I said quiet Nelly, but I'm gonna say you have this. I don't know. So your cut is the Tower. I love these cuts. Have been a lot of major arcana. The Tower, Lightning Moment, which we have, and the Four of Coins, which is the Four of Pentacles, which is hold backs, which would go with that one. With this Tower is those people probably over there that goes on and on and on, and they might get fired. Gosh, that's what I feel like. You need to be fired if it's Tower, like coming in and finding out you got fired. And that other one extreme, like holding on to everything, will not say a word. Okay, so first we're going to tap into our Debbie Downers. Our Debbie Downers are, the Debbie Downers are the people who are at the workplace, how they speak to people, how everything is so negative. They're very negative, or they're very mean, right? This is for we're pulling cards for, we're going to do 2 cards for each one of these, since there's 3 extremes going on. Okay, we have that. They don't have, that Tower was for them. Oh my God, that Tower was for you, Debbie Downers. So if you're at work and you are mean, or you're Debbie Downer and if you're very negative, I think that Tower was saying that, you might just, there's a possibility that you keep going to work acting like that, you could lose your job. You want to know why I say that? The reason why I say that is because you have the Fool here, meaning you're looking like a fool, and you're gonna have to start all over again, because look what you got here. You have the Devil here with you. This is the Devil. Like, so yeah. And so how do we help? I need another card. I don't know how to help you guys. I don't. Because I'm not I don't know how to, why I don't know how to help you guys is because I'm trying to think when being so negative, just so negative at work. Oh my God, I'm trying to think of a job. Like, I run from people like this at work. I might say a couple things and then I run from them. So it's hard for me to tell you about this energy and how to work on it. But I'm getting another card to help me. Okay. Okay, it's telling you to do 2 things. It's telling you to play with your inner child and heal your rejection wound. I feel with people who are in this energy where they see everything in a negative light is they are not playful enough with, or maybe they, even in their childhood, they did not, the reason why they see things so negatively is because they had this childhood where nothing was, there wasn't play, and they wasn't happy. It wasn't a happy home. And you know what? I get that. I get that. And so they didn't have that. They didn't get to play. They didn't get to enjoy life. And so they don't have that playfulness in them. So they need to go play as an adult. They have to go play. And then, and seeing where maybe where they were rejected, in their younger years, where they felt rejection because in the unhappiness, and healing that. And I'm going to do one of the, getting something else because I want to. So, finding a new way to come in. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight, but if you go out and do something playful, you can come back to work the next day and talk about your playfulness. Oh my God, guess what I went out and did? I went out and I got on the swing. I haven't gotten on the swing in a long time. And I just got on the swing and it was so fun. You guys, it was really good. And, or, oh my God, I went and did this. I went and skipped rocks. And I fell, you won't believe what happened. I fell in something like that, where you're coming in with a conversation that's more lively. And I wonder what that's about. It's more lively and more, giving yourself some freedom to have fun and not restricting yourself so much. Being in a restrictive energy. That's what I feel like this is the message for my Debbie Downers. It's not being in such a restrictive area, of not knowing how to play and have fun and just to enjoy life and not taking everything so seriously. One thing I'm going to tell you to do too is stop watching the news. I don't know why, but I'm telling you that now. Stop watching the news. That just give yourself a break. Don't watch that. Go have fun. Do something fun. Go paint. Go do one of those paint classes. Go do some wine tests and wine tastings or something. Go fun. Just go walk around the store and look at things and just look at, like, oh, that's so fun. That's so beautiful. Go to the museum and look at the art and see how beautiful it is. Something that you connect with. Go sit down and do some pottery. I don't know why. Do some pottery. Touch things with your hands, and really see something where you can enjoy life. Lighten up. I need the Debbie Downers. I just need them to lighten up. That's the message for them, is to lighten up, to find that freedom within, and to enjoy, and so that they're not going to work and being in that energy of and looking foolishness, and maybe have to start all over again because they're always in that negative, things suck, things that are this way, going this and saying that. No, I need you to step into something different. Okay. All right. Now my chatty Cathy's at the same extreme as the Debbie Downers, but they share a lot. They talk a lot. They don't know when to give someone else the room to speak. You want me to take all three of those? They gave me 3 right away. Thank you. You guys got the Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. Ooh. So I think with the Page of Wands, it's saying it's okay to share your adventures, because the Page of Wands is someone who's adventurous, is learning, is going out, because it's all pages are that student and learning, but the Page of Wands is more adventurous, and they're more excited to find out things. And so I think it's fine to share a story. Okay, share your story, and then sit back, and it's with this page, it's also saying sit back and learn. Accept, with this Ace of Cups, accept someone else's information and their emotions and their feelings and what they want to put in. Listen, sit back, be a page where you're a student and you're learning. You want to learn about someone else's adventure, maybe someone else's love life, accepting their information. I'm like, okay, I can sit back and listen and taking that in, and trying not to Seven of Swords, not steal the show, not come in and be this thief where you're stealing the show, where you're wanting to be seen. Yeah. Yeah, people who they are to me, chatty Cathys are attention seekers who want attention, and they're everything. Oh yeah, like someone else say coming in a story and say, "Oh, I just got this brand new phone. I don't know what kind of phone's out, whatever. I'm just saying, and it got this and this, and then then here comes Chatty Cathy. She comes in and she says, "Oh, I got that too, and it does this, this, this." Instead of letting that person tell their story and give their stuff, they come in with, "Oh yeah, I have that," or "Oh yeah, I did it." And it's okay to let people know that you're listening to them and that you're interacting with them and relating to them without saying, "Oh yeah, I have that too," and then taking over their story. Okay, so don't sit back and let them tell their story. Let them give their information. Don't try to steal the show. Let them have the floor. Learn how to sit back sometimes and listen to others. Okay, and be the receiver and not the, that's I heard this recently, and it's an old saying, and that's why we have two ears and one mouth, is because we're supposed to listen more instead of talk more. Yeah. That's Chatty Cathy's message. Okay. Now my last message is for my beautiful my quiet Nellies. I don't know why I called them quiet Nellies. The ones interacting or communicating in the workplace. So we have someone in the workplace who communicates negatively. They need to work on that. And that's more on some things that they need to work on within themselves. And we talked about finding some freedom and acceptance in their life and having fun. And then we have the person who likes to talk a lot. And that person needs to let someone else have the floor and listen more and be a receiver of listening. Okay. And our last one is our quiet Nelly. What does she need? I'm calling it she. It could be a he or she. Just okay. Interesting card there. Okay. Oh. I'm going to get one more because I don't. What are you trying to tell me? I have the Six of Swords, and I have a Nine of Cups, and then I have a Two of Swords. Okay, I think I know what you're trying to tell me. And I have this sign at the bottom, so yeah. They are like, you have a light bulb coming on. Okay, but with this, it's Six of Swords, knowing when, the communication's not going your way. And so walking away from it because you're like, I don't want to get into that conversation, or, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Oh my God, I don't believe I'm at 47 minutes. Tony, you're talking so much. Okay, whatever. So because they don't want to get into conversations that go a certain way, so they stay away. They want to stay away from conflict. They want to stay away from any that is not calm. They have this Nine of Cups. Their wish is for things to be calm and to be just relaxing. They don't want inner work conflict. They don't want any of that. So they move away from it. That's the reason why these Nellies are like that. But they have to make the choice. They have to make the choice of when they want to step up to a conversation and when they don't. And they have to see clearly with this Two of Swords is saying, open up and, jump into a conversation. You do need to communicate. You're being extreme where you're not saying anything and you're not interacting with others. And yes, you can go to work and you don't have to interact. I'm saying that. But if you're here and you're listening and you're saying, I do want to interact with people more and I do want to be a part of my work community, then you're going to have to pick and choose. You don't have to be in every conversation. This Two of Swords saying you don't have to be in every single one, but pick ones here and there that you want to communicate in and tap into those. And I think which ones what sound right. Like someone's talking about oh my gosh, I went to Red Robin. I love Red Robins. I went to Red Robin's last night and I had the onion rings, um and they're like, oh, and then someone else comes in and say, oh yeah, I love Red Robins. And then, so say you like Red Robin, so you could talk about it, or you can talk about the store that's, oh, do you go to the store that's, say there's a TJ Maxx next to the Red Robin. Oh, do y'all go to that TJ Maxx that's right next to the Red Robin, or the Target, or the, something like that, or they have a really cute pet store over there too, or something like that. Coming in the conversation like that, maybe you didn't go to the Red Robin, maybe you don't like Red Robin, but there is this other shop that you shop at right next to the Red Robin, and adding that into the conversation and going that way with it, and so that you are being part of the community. And I hear I pulled this other card for you, and it says heal the oppression wound. So to me, one of the reasons why you could not, and that adds up to a 9, which is you do wish to be in conversations. And so maybe, I know what this is. When you was growing up and when you came into the room, I grew up like this. Not everyone grows up like this. And you came into the room and adults were in the room and you had to be quiet because the adults were speaking, or you need to get out of the room because you didn't need to be nosy because this was an adult conversation, so you knew not to be in that room, and you were oppressed for being in conversations. Yeah, that could be part of the suppression, where you don't feel comfortable in conversations because when you were a child growing up, this is an adult conversation, or you were always down to. People talk down to you instead of letting you be part of the conversation. And so you oppressed yourself to not saying anything at all because you felt like you were talked down to, or you were not given that opportunity to speak. Okay. So, and your wish is to be part of the conversation. Look at this blue. That blue is that throat chakra. You do want to speak up. Okay. You do want to be part of the thing, part of conversations. So it's going to be stepping into conversations you feel comfortable with. So pick a conversation that makes you feel comfortable when you're walking into that one. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh my gosh. That was beautiful. Talking about the extremes. I loved it. So before we go, I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards to leave us with. So who do we have? We had the healing. That was the first group. If you had healing, and you could be doing healing. You could be part of that healing. You could be part of those relationships and part of that, the other one. Okay. So the animal, interesting. Animal, what is the animal? It's a blue eye in that animal. So I don't know what that animal is. So we had healing, we had these relationships, and we had the work communication. Okay, so they're just giving me the animal. This is the animal, and I just have a blue eye in there. And so it did, I'm going to get the book for that. I really am. Let me see. Okay. All right. The animal. And if you've made it this far, you are a rock lobster. I'm always saying rock. I like rock lobster. Down. Look, I see, it's random songs always come in my head. Okay. The animal, the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair in our chest and between our legs remind us so. We try hard to deny an unrefined animalistic nature. Yet through this archetype, we tap into the power of direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring on the moon, and opening eyes underwater. Eating berries from the vine, the life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices. And it says the animal longs for breath, food, procreation. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If if this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. Okay. Um, when this is light, this is vital, this is elemental. Remember I was talking about those elements? I did talk about some elements in there. And the animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express, and celebrate your physical body, you tap into your animal energy. So this goes for two things: knowing thyself. And so the group with the healing, knowing yourself in your healing and accepting yourself in your healing process, accepting who you are in that, accepting all parts of you. In the relationships, being true to yourself as well. But really, I got big time for the my Debbie Downer of play, really just playing and being yourself and roaring at the moon and doing that things. And so also from that quiet Nelly of roaring at the moon and letting your voice come out and shine. That's actually and really strongly with that throat chakra, because that blue eye. Yeah. So this definitely was the message for those communicators, but also that's a healing part of us too, that we need to heal. That throat chakra, we have to heal that as well. And we just have to also be comfortable in our own skin and who we are. And that's part of healing as well. So that can go for the healing people, and that can go for the communication as well. And that can go into relationships as well, how you communicate in your relationships, because putting up, remember that one group who's not putting up boundaries, you have to speak. Sometimes you have to speak up your boundaries, what they are, right? And sometimes speaking up about how you feel as well, where you feel closed off, where the door was closed. Okay. So that comes from that. So that's how that entangles into all of those things, right? All right. So our last oracle, I have this, I have printed, when my astrology class I had taken, she had given us this celestial wisdom journey oracle deck. And even though I finished that, like, gosh, I finished it this past summer, I never did print these off. And so a couple days ago, I cut them out and I put them on some stock paper. And okay, they want me to take this one. Okay, it says the sun. Oh my God, the sun show up for us a lot. Probably because I'm wearing these sunflowers. I had it. Where was it? I saw it right here. Look, this is the sun. Look at that. And remember, we had the sun, and another deck came up, but this is the sun. It says solar energy infusion. It says the solar energy infusion card embodies the sun's vibrant life force and illuminating clarity. Just as the sun brings light to the physical world, this card signals an inflow and inspiration, vitality, and vigor into your life. It's a call to step forward and harness the empowering energy of the sun, enabling you to undertake challenges with courage and illuminate your path towards your goals. It says, do you feel a new project, relationship, or even a personal growth calling you? Oh my gosh, look at that. That cover. This application to life covered all three things that we talked about. It talked about a phase of personal growth. That was the healing. Do you feel a relationship? Okay, a relationship. How is that? Challenge and courage within a relationship. Do you feel a new project? That can be at work. Where can you step up at work and say, oh yeah, I want to be part of that project, and speaking out because you're healing that throat chakra. Okay. And it says infusion card indicates it's time to soak up the rays of the sun. This may mean sparking a renewed dedication to your goals, to your healing, to seeing a new perspective in your healing, engaging in physical activity to boost your vitality. So engaging activity is going to be great for that. Again, for my Debbie Downer who, needs to play and loosen up, and that changes out your energy. or allowing the warmth of positive thinking to rejuvenate your mental health. So that is going that positive thinking, definitely for my how you're thinking, and how you're communicating for everyone in that, each one of those groups in your healing process, how you're thinking of yourself, how you're seeing yourself in those relationships as well, how you are showing up for like, putting up boundaries or not boundaries or holding yourself back. And then in those, the workplace where you're trying to, your mental health, where you want to speak up and you don't speak up, or if you are speaking too much and you need to sit back and listen. Okay. Questions to ask yourself. What area of your life needs a burst of energy or a renewed sense of purpose? Are there activities, relationships, or pursuits that have become stagnant or routine and need a renewal with the sun? Okay. They need something different. They need to change. Okay. With the sun's energy, you're being encouraged to step forward with enthusiasm and unwavering belief in your potential. Harness this energy, and anything you dream can be possible. Okay, and the affirmation that they leave us with is, I am infused with the vibrant energy of the sun. With every breath, I draw in light, vitality, and the courage to pursue my passions. Okay, so pursuing your passions when it comes to your job and speaking up for yourself and seeing back and listening to others, but also being that light, shining that light where you're supposed to be a light to others and you're hiding behind that door, or you're giving too much of yourself and you need to put up boundaries so you can pour some of that light back into yourself, or where you're like thinking that you're not healing, seeing where you are healing and getting a different perspective. Okay. So, oh my goodness, you guys, we are done. This is the first time I have I've chatted for like over an hour, and this is different. I can do this easily with pick cards because I break them up, but this is quite different. Me just going on like this. And so, guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much. You guys rock. You are awesome. You can take the time to like, comment, any of those things. If you want any of my information for personal reading or anything, you will find my information at the bottom. It's I think, yeah, you can find them. I have my website listed, or you can also email me. But I think I have, yes, I have my website listed. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.